Welcome to Masterpiece Fine Art. I'm Alex Cousins, I'm the gallery director. We are here in Dubai, having just recently opened 2 and a third gallery on its way very shortly. We are here to further the wonderful vision that Dubai and the wider UAE has for art and culture, and a very cosmopolitan feel that this city brings. Masterpiece Art are bringing a new and eclectic element to the art scene that is currently established here in Dubai, UAE. With a very strong contemporary basis with multiple galleries here, we are bringing a secondary market feel with historical works of art that allow people an insight into modern art practices with incredibly influential figures such as Pablo Picasso, who is of course one of the pinnacles of artistic expression in the 20th century. Here we have an example of Picasso's work in silver. These are solid silver platters that exist in 24 different designs, originally conceived from 1956 to 1958 in a close collaboration with the eminent silversmith Francois Hugo. The various images that make up these 24 designs discuss many of his major influences. Picasso was fascinated by traditional elements, by folk elements, by art history, and they represent exactly that. So they actually are very variating in their different designs. One of my personal favorites are the Arcane series by David Bowie. These are 5 images after the tarot. So they are in fact 5 images from the major arcana, which are the trump cards of the tarot set. And they discuss his deep interest and exploration into esoteric beliefs and his understanding via mystical Kabbalah of his soul's divination at the time of 1975. These are elements and topics that he also explores directly in his music, from songs such as Quicksand, from Hunky Dory album, and also from Station to Station. The photography of Edward Quinn, who was a close friend of Picasso's, really shows Picasso at home with his wife Jacqueline here in their mansion in Cannes, with the silver platters that he owned in the background. These are works that were specifically made for him at the start of the collaboration between 1956 and 1958, and they were works that Picasso kept until his death and later inherited by his family. More photography here shows Picasso with his dear friend Edward Quinn, which is received as he is giving him a present, and obviously again we see the Le Dorme platter in the background. Likewise, the artworks were created in 5 centimeter wide gold medallions. This is a 23-carat gold medallion that can be worn. This is of course Tête de Taureau, the bull being a motif that Picasso frequently used throughout his artworks. And these pieces are wonderful elements of modern art as well as practical jewelry pieces that can be worn. So here we see it is stamped with Picasso's signature, the edition number, the hallmarks for gold, and the design number. And these exist in a small limited edition. Further examples of the silver platters, they will show you Picasso's humour, the elements of him playing around with different designs, also his simple experimental nature, such as Visage sur carton ondulé here, where he has in fact used corrugated cardboard, a very common household object, to play around with textures and materials, showing that creativity and this inventive nature can be found everywhere, even at home. Looking at more photography, the Edward Quinn photograph here that shows Jacqueline and Picasso studying the Visage de Feuille platter. This is very much contemporizing, contextualizing rather, Picasso's connection with these silver plates, which he kept as a very personal and dear element of his private collection. And as such, he did keep them private for some 10 years after they were made, before he finally allowed the silversmith to make a small limited edition that was sold to the public. Next to Jacqueline in profile is Profil de Jacqueline, which plays on ancient coinage and the profile view of a ruler as such. Obviously here Picasso has used one of the most important figures in his life, which was his dear wife at the time. And we have the gold medallion as previously shown, as well as the silver platter. And as you will see from this silver platter, If you look on the back, you can see how it is handmade in the repoussé technique, and you see all the hammer marks. So even though these are editioned works, they are actually all unique. We have Picasso's signature here, and we have the edition number stamped along with the hallmarks and reference numbers.
What is your favorite kind of art? Are you more into contemporary, or into modern, or into impressionism, or masters, sculptures, painting?